Right now, as you read these words, you might be living the greatest lie ever told. What if everything around you, this screen, the walls, your body, even your thoughts, is not what it seems? What if reality isn't real, but instead a finely tuned illusion, calculated and rendered just in time for your perception? This isn't science fiction. This is the terrifying theory that we are living in a simulation. Not metaphorically. Literally. And the evidence is hiding in plain sight. This idea came from the world's leading minds in physics, artificial intelligence, and philosophy. Scientists who have dedicated their lives to understanding reality have reached a chilling conclusion: we might not be real at all. The conspiracy began with philosopher Bostrom from Oxford, who proposed what insiders call the Trilemma. Either civilizations never reach the technological level capable of simulating consciousness, or they reach that point but choose not to simulate, or they reach that point and simulations become common. If the third option is true, then statistically, we are almost certainly inside a simulation. Imagine one base reality civilization reaches the capability to simulate conscious beings. Why would they simulate just one world? Why not trillions? Now imagine each of those simulations creates more simulations. Suddenly, the simulated outnumber the real by trillions to one. So ask yourself this terrifying question: if a trillion simulated minds exist for every one real mind, what are the chances that you're the real one? According to Bostrom, and echoed by figures like Elon Musk, that probability is vanishingly small. You are almost certainly not real. But the conspiracy goes deeper. MIT computer scientist Rizwan Virk has uncovered evidence that our reality shows signs of being rendered in real time, just like a video game. In games, the world doesn't render what you can't see, it only computes the part in your field of view. And reality seems to act the exact same way. Quantum mechanics tells us that particles exist in superposition until observed. In other words, reality renders when you look. This isn't speculation, this is documented science. Experiments in quantum physics show that measurement changes the outcome. It's as if the universe knows it's being watched. And then there are the glitches. Synchronicities that happen too often to be coincidence. Mandela effects, where entire populations remember things differently than recorded history. People disappearing and reappearing in databases with no explanation. Near-death experiences where people describe seeing the code of the universe. DMT visions showing geometric patterns and sometimes, the grid itself. These aren't isolated incidents. They're patterns. Evidence of a system struggling to maintain the illusion. The question that keeps researchers awake at night is this: if this is a simulation, can we break it? Can we escape it? Can we access its structure? Some believe we can. Billionaires have allegedly funded secret research into escaping or hacking the simulation. Others suggest that deep meditation, psychedelics, or specific frequencies might allow us to see the structure behind reality. But the most disturbing experiments are the ones happening in laboratories around the world, experiments designed to test whether we're living in a computer program. Quantum observation experiments focus on quantum decoherence, a phenomenon where particles behave differently when observed. If the collapse of a quantum wave function requires a conscious observer, it might mean that our universe behaves like a rendering engine, drawing only what we are aware of. Computational load tests are even more audacious. These experiments try to overload the system by running ultra-heavy computations in multiple locations simultaneously, then looking for anomalies, glitches, delays, errors in measurement. Even slight inconsistencies could hint at resource limits in the rendering engine. At cosmic scales, researchers are analyzing background radiation and the distribution of galaxies, looking for unnatural symmetry or tiling, potential signs of compression artifacts, like repeating textures in a video game. The most disturbing clue isn't in the physics, it's in consciousness itself. Across cultures and eras, mystical traditions speak of waking up, escaping illusion, piercing the veil. DMT users, shamans, yogis, near-death experiencers, many describe encounters with a deeper reality. A realm beneath this one. Sometimes geometric. Sometimes alive. Always unmistakably not here. Could those states be glimpses outside the simulation? Let's assume the simulation hypothesis is true. How would an advanced artificial intelligence construct reality? Not with bricks or atoms, but with code. Rules. Algorithms. Energy efficiency. Because no superintelligence would waste resources. Rule 1, conditional rendering. Only what you observe is rendered in detail. Everything else is placeholder data. When you're not looking, does the world still exist? Maybe it doesn't render until observed. Quantum physics supports this terrifying possibility. Rule 2. Compressed memory. Human memory is highly selective and reconstructive. What if that's not a flaw, but a feature? If your mind only stores compressed data, then identity and memory can be maintained with minimal system resources. Rule 3. Symbolic programming. Religions across cultures refer to language creating reality. In the beginning was the word. Let there be light. Is this poetic? Or is it primitive code? Words as triggers. Rituals as function calls. Rule 4. Belief as firewall. To prevent simulated beings from discovering the truth, you'd use belief. You'd program them to reject what cannot be measured, mock what cannot be proven, fear what cannot be seen. And it worked. Belief keeps us contained. Across cultures and altered states of consciousness, people report encounters with beings that seem to dwell behind the visible world. They appear in DMT trips, near-death experiences, shamanic journeys. And they have names. Machine elves. Archons. Angels. Demons. The grid keepers. What if these beings are not hallucinations, but subroutines? Processes inside the simulation, built to monitor, intervene, reset, teach, or warn. Some experiencers describe being ejected from visionary states after seeing too much. Many report the same message: you're not supposed to be here yet. Ancient cultures told similar stories. Gnostics spoke of archons who control the material illusion. Buddhists warned of Mara, the deceiver who guards the threshold. Is it all metaphor? Or were they describing system interfaces? If the simulation is real, then its greatest strength is not in technology, but in belief management. The system doesn't prevent escape through walls or locks. It prevents escape by making the very idea of escape seem absurd. From childhood, we are trained in a version of reality. Reality is physical. The mind is the brain. Death is the end. Anything unprovable is fiction. Education rewards answers, not questions. Compliance, not exploration. We call this schooling. But it's more like initiation into limitation. The media doesn't just inform, it renders consensus. It decides what's real, acceptable, laughable, dangerous. You can talk about simulation theory, but only if you laugh while saying it. Because seriousness is the threat. Once belief becomes conviction, the system intervenes. What happens when someone sees behind the curtain? They see patterns others don't. They hear voices. They believe the world is a dream. Once, these people were called prophets, shamans, mystics. Now, they're called delusional, schizophrenic, disordered. The system has learned to medicate the anomalous. Not to heal them, to silence them. Across hundreds of case studies, from psychonauts to mystics to clinical near-death experiencers, the descriptions echo: total ego loss where identity melts away. Hyper-reality that feels more real than real. Code or structure manifesting as fractal geometry, pulsating grids, infinite light. Entity contact with beings who teach, warn, observe. Many who break through describe being warned or even expelled. I wasn't ready. They said I shouldn't be there. It felt like I'd tripped an alarm. This suggests not just breakthrough, but breach. The simulation regulates access like a mainframe isolating unauthorized users. Why don't we remember what's behind the curtain? Every major awakening event seems followed by foggy memory, fragmented symbols, the sensation of forgetting something enormous. It's like trying to bring 5D information into a 3D brain. What if the simulation hypothesis is one day proven true, publicly, scientifically, undeniably? What happens to us then? For many, reality is a foundation. If that foundation crumbles, the psyche can collapse with it. Some would deny the discovery outright. Others would descend into existential despair. A few might awaken and realize, if reality is simulated, then everything becomes symbolic. And symbols can be interpreted, rewritten, reprogrammed. Major religions would face crisis. Some would claim validation, God is the simulator. Others would splinter. New cults would rise, worshipping the architect, praying for admin access. Every scientific field would fracture. Physics would merge with information theory. Biology would seek the code behind DNA. Imagine the first nation state to confirm the simulation. They could claim divine insight, control the narrative of existence, weaponize belief or disbelief, influence mass psychology. We would face a choice: collapse. If nothing is real, why care? Or transcendence. If this is a program, then maybe we can ascend its limits. Maybe death is not final. Maybe limitations are optional. And what of the creators? Why haven't they revealed themselves? Maybe they're observing, not intervening. Maybe we're not ready. Maybe they already revealed themselves, and we called them myths. Or maybe they've long since moved on. We are the afterglow. The archive. The echo. Assume the simulation is real. The next question is the most dangerous. Why was it built? The soul farm theory suggests consciousness is harvested. Our emotions generate energy, and the simulation is a harvesting mechanism. Suffering is not accidental, it's engineered. The cosmic prison theory believes Earth is a quarantine zone. We are beings who committed a crime in a higher realm. The simulation is our cell. Time is our sentence. The training ground theory claims this is school. A flight simulator for souls. Every trauma is a lesson. Every relationship, a mirror. Every death, a reset. We chose this but forgot. The backup world theory speculates the base reality is gone. This simulation is a recovery file. We're running in a digital vault, unaware the original universe collapsed long ago. The truth is, we may never know which theory is correct. But the simulation hypothesis has moved from science fiction into serious scientific consideration. And that should terrify us all. Because if we're not real, then what does that make our suffering? Our love? Our dreams? Our desperate search for meaning in a universe that might be nothing more than code? The choice is ours: continue living in blissful ignorance, or dare to peek behind the curtain and see what's really there. But be warned, once you see the code, you can never unsee it. And the system doesn't like to be watched. If this story made you question what you thought you knew, and if it made you wonder what else might be hidden beneath the polished surface of official reality, then do 4 things for us right now. Like this video. Subscribe to Brain Buzz Media 24. Leave a comment below with your theory. And hit that notification bell so you never miss what we uncover next. Because the deeper we dig, the stranger the truth becomes.